6-5 for Kansas State move in to jump against each other. Kentucky has the south basket to our right. The tap back to the Kansas State free throw line where Larry Percival has got it for Kentucky. Percival over the center stripe, and the championship game is underway. Down the left side to Roberts. He deals off. Basler, jump shot, no good. On the rebound, Kansas State. As it came out over the head of Burchett, it was picked up by Heitmeyer. Basler fell down moving in front court as Avey gives to the right to McKenzie. To Robleski in the pivot. Jump shot, Peithman from the right, no good. And Nash with a rebound for Kentucky. Throws it, but Burchett was not looking. And it's knocked out of bounds by Scotty Basler of Kentucky up into the Kentucky bench. Nash threw that pass to Burchett, who had his back to him and never once was in a position to catch it. So Kansas State takes possession. Peithman in the left corner to Robleski on Burchett on the hook, no good. On the rebound outside, Roberts of Kentucky picks it up on the bounce. The Cats running down the left side. Larry Percival. That time Nash fell down. 10-footer. Percival, no good. Rebounding Roy Roberts of Kentucky. Outside, Basler, Percival from 20 feet straight away. Missed it. On the rebound, Kansas State. As it's taken over there by Heitmeyer. Fed in front court to Peithman. On the right side, Avey shoots. Good. And Kansas State moves ahead 2-0 on the first point of the ball game, as neither team has been able to hit so far in the first minute, 10 seconds. Kentucky trying to hit from the outside has been unable to find anything. Up in the front court, it's fed to the pivot. Burchett breaks for the basket on Heitmeyer, who pushes him. And the first foul of the game goes against Kansas State. Tex Winter gives a quick jerk of the right hand to indicate to Heitmeyer exactly how he's to play Burchett. He was not moving in the proper path that time. So Burchett on the Kentucky free throw line. A starter tonight for the first time this season. One shot, no good. Heitmeyer, who committed the foul, gets another Kansas State rebound as they lead 2-0. Avey in front court for the Wildcats from Manhattan. Gives over to Peithman. Down the right side to Heitmeyer. Breaks out to the free throw line. Gets by Burchett and lays it in. Heitmeyer's first field goal, and Kansas State moves ahead 4-0. Kentucky fell behind 5-0 last night against Tennessee. Larry Percival in front court, picked up by Avey out deep. It goes to Nash on the pivot at the free throw line. He turns, shoots over McKenzie, who offers no opposition, and he misses. Kentucky still unable to get it. Here's Basler from 10 feet hitting. Scotty Basler finally gets one to go in for the Cats, as they have a tough time getting one in the first 2 minutes. Kansas State with a 4-2 lead. In front court, Avey gives to the left side, Robleski in the pivot against Burchett. Breaks to the 3-second zone, a turning jump shot, no good, as it's blocked down, and it is out of bounds, Kentucky. As Heitmeyer unable to save for Kansas State, as Burchett did a fine job on Robleski. Here's Larry Percival in front court. The Cats trail 4-2. Giving over to Basler with Burchett in the pivot. It's on the left side to Roberts. Breaks in there, flips it back. Basler has it blocked to the outside, and the ball is out of bounds to Kentucky as Richard Avey of Kansas State, blocking the shot, was unable to recover. Larry Percival will put it in play here on the near side of front court for the Wildcats, who attack the southern basket at our right. The pass is into Roberts, back to Larry Percival. Moving to the right, he got it away. The shot, though, is no good. Rims out of there to Kansas State as it is pulled in by Pat McKenzie. Up to Avey, to Heitmeyer against Cotton Nash. He breaks out to the free throw line, turns, faces, and shoots over Nash, no good. On the rebound, it's Kansas State. Peithman, jump shot, good. Peithman lays in his first point. And the score is 6-2, Kansas State, their second 4-point edge. Percival up into front court for Kentucky, feeds Roberts on the left side, brings it out to the free throw line, gives to Percival. Percival breaks to the left, gives to Basler, the jump shot, good. Scotty Basler doing all the Kentucky scoring, cuts the Kansas State lead to 2 at 6-4. Avey of Kansas State crisscrosses, keeps coming to the left, feeds, and wide open. Heitmeyer missed the shot. Heitmeyer left Nash way out in court and then laid the shot up short, wide open. Nash brings it on into front court, gives to Percival, back to Nash, into the pivot, a beautiful pass to Burchett, who is fouled. Avey pushing for Kansas State, draws his first foul and number 2 against Kansas State. 16-18 to play. Burchett, who's had one previous try, is on the line for Kentucky, one shot. Kansas State leads 6-4. They've been on top all the way. Tennessee upset Xavier the first game. Burchett misses again. Robleski rebounds for Kansas State. Up to Avey in front court. Moving to the left side, Kansas State in black. Robleski with a jump shot, good. And Robleski is the 4th Wildcat to score a field goal. It's 8-4, Kansas State, their third 4-point edge. Larry Percival in front court, moving to the left for Kentucky's Wildcats. Down the right side to Burchett, who lets go with a long one-hander, no good. On the rebound, Kansas State. Peithman picking it up in front court to the left side, Heitmeyer. Outside Piteman, Avey. They give him a 20-footer, and it's no good. On the rebound, picking it up, Cotton Nash of Kentucky. Up quickly into front court. Avey almost took it away. Nash recovered. Outside to Percival. Down to Basler, whips to Nash. He turns around with a jump shot, no good. Basler taps. Burchett taps, no good. Outside Kansas State's Avey picks it up. Moves into front court with an 8-4 advantage. Breaks on Percival, who did a beautiful job. Blocked the shot back to Heitmeyer. For Kansas State, it goes to Avey in the right corner. Outside to Wroblewski. Into the pivot it goes. McKenzie against Roy Roberts. Breaks to the baseline. Fakes Roberts out of the way and lays it up. No good. Nash rebounding for Kentucky. Throws it to Piteman of Kansas State, who breaks into the free throw line, and Roberts fouled him. Roberts drawing his first foul of the night. That's the first foul against Kentucky with 15:03 to go. The Wildcats have got 2 field goals from Basler and little else to brag about. Al Piteman is on the free throw line. 1 shot for Kansas State. 8-4 as the shot is no good. Wroblewski taps and misses, and it's knocked in by McKenzie. All 5 of the Kansas State Wildcats have a field goal, and it's 10-4. Larry Percival over the center stripe for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Down the right to Burchett and back to Percival. Outside Roy Roberts. He's going to try one now. Got it. From 20 feet straight up the alley, Roberts cuts the Kansas State lead to 10-6. In front court, Avey to Piteman, moving to the right against Basler. On the side to McKenzie, baseline to Wroblewski. Quick jump shot, no good. Rims out of there to Kentucky as it's taken off by Roberts. Fed to Cotton Nash, up into front court. Nash throws it up into the crowd. Way too high for Burchett to handle. Clock stopped at 14:23. Kansas State takes over in backcourt as the ball got loose. Avey moving up into front court. Kansas State leading 10-6. Down the right side to Heitmeyer. He's against Cotton Nash. Outside to Piteman. Over to Avey. Down the left to McKenzie. In the pivot to Wroblewski against Burchett. He lays it up. No good, but Burchett fouled him. That's the first foul on Burchett, and number 2 against each team. 14:06 in the first half, and Wroblewski will get 2 shots. We'll be back with you Wednesday night when Kentucky plays Yale here at the Coliseum. Next Wednesday, the 27th, Wroblewski misses the first of 2. 1 week from tonight, Kentucky's at Louisville, Freedom Hall, playing Notre Dame. Tickets still available, we understand, but going fast. The shot good by Wroblewski. He's the leading scorer for Kansas State with 3. They go ahead 11-6. Roberts in front court drives for the basket, and a picking foul on Kansas State. Wroblewski draws his first foul. That's number 3 on K-State. We've played 6 minutes, and Roy Roberts is on the Kentucky free throw line. 1 try. Kentucky down by 5. Roberts' shot makes it 11-7, reducing the Kansas State lead to 4. K-State taking the ball. Wroblewski in front court, wide on Burchett to the left. He breaks out to the free throw line, turns his back on the basket. Basler hits him. Then he gives outside to Piteman. Piteman gives into the pivot to Wroblewski again, spins into the 3-second zone. A jump shot no good. Tapped up beautifully by Heitmeyer of Kansas State. Heitmeyer's second field goal, and Kansas State moves ahead 13-7. Scotty Basler in front court for Kentucky. The Wildcats still trying to find the mark. Basler gives outside to Percival, and the pivot to Burchett. On the left side, Roberts left open, shoots and misses. Nash taps no good. Basler slaps no good, and the ball is kicked out of bounds to Kansas State. Avey for the Wildcats of Kansas State in front court to the left side. McKenzie looks to Wroblewski, shakes his head no. So the pass is out front to Piteman. He breaks to the right. Quick jump shot on Basler, no good. Off the rim, Cotton Nash of Kentucky takes a high leaping rebound. Moves up the backcourt, shoots it behind the back of Roberts out of bounds, and that brings Adolph Rupp up storming off the bench, as we've had Nash throw it away 3 times now. 13 minutes to go. Kansas State leading 13-7. On the left side, Heitmeyer against Nash. Moves out to the free throw line. Spins to the right, comes back to the left, and Nash moves in on him to cover up, and a foul against Nash. That may be all of Nash as he draws the 3rd foul called against the Wildcats. Kansas State's also committed 3. Here's Alan Feldhaus reporting to action, a 21-year-old senior from Boone County High School. Feldhaus is 6'5", 223, and Nash heads for the bench. Feldhaus got 8 points last night against Tennessee. He's Kentucky's number 5 scorer with 42 points, an average of 7 each ball game. 2 shots have been awarded Kansas State's Phil Heitmeyer on the free throw line for the first time. He misses the first shot. Kansas State's Heitmeyer has 4 points. They lead 13-7 at 12:46. Tennessee upset Xavier for 3rd place, 75-70. Heitmeyer hits, and Kansas State doubles up on Kentucky 14-7. Percival giving in to Scotty Basler, takes a return pass. Kansas State guards meeting Kentucky right at midcourt. Here's a drive by Percival to the right. Couldn't get in, out to Basler, open on the free throw line. He got it. Basler picks up his third field goal. Cuts the Kansas State lead to 5, 14-9, 12.5 minutes in the first half. Down to the right side it goes to McKenzie, to Wroblewski in the pivot, a baseline hook. That's no good. That's the spot that he liked last night against Xavier in picking up 27. Here's in front court, Feldhaus of Kentucky to Percival. Goes under, lays it in. No good, it rolled out. And Percival is charging. That's the first foul on Percival, 4 on Kentucky. The charging occurred after the shot by Percival, which seemed to be in the rim snugly, and then at the last second had enough to kick out. So we'll have a free throw by Heitmeyer, who's hit one and missed one, is Kansas State's top scorer with 5 points. 12 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Kansas State leads Kentucky 14-9. Heitmeyer's shot, no good. Burchett walked away from the rebound, but Basler moved in to pick it up. Up over the center stripe. Basler swings to the left, stays deep as Avey comes to him. Into Burchett on the free throw line. He moves to the right side. Back outside to Basler. The quick 20-footer is no good. On the rebound, Basler scoops it up for Kentucky, just strictly on hustle. Misses a one-hander. Burchett knocks it down and takes it for Kentucky. Roberts outside, left open, shoots. No good, short. McKenzie for Kansas State with a rebound. Kentucky way off in its shooting and down by 5. Heithman down the right side, takes a return, going to the right corner against Basler. Outside Wroblewski, deep to Avey. Down the left side to Heitmeyer with Feldhaus against him. Outside McKenzie from 20 feet, jump shot no good. Roberts rebounds for Kentucky, flips it to Percival. The fans yelling go as Kentucky tries to find that range from the outside. Basler has 3 field goals and Robert 1. Percival in front court outside Roberts, 20 feet, straight away. Missed it. On the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Pythman of Kansas State. Kentucky's ball with 11-11 in the first half. Basler will put it in play. Kansas State leads 14-9. Basler out of bounds, looks for his man. Shoots it in left corner. Burchett, quick shot, good. Burchett is the third Wildcat to score. Down by 7, 14-7. Kentucky has come up with 2 field goals to narrow the Kansas State lead to 14-11. Here's Wroblewski on that baseline to the right. The fall-away shot is no good. On the rebound, Basler has it slapped to him by Feldhaus. Up into front court, 3 against 2. It's on the right to Percival. 5-foot jumper, no good. Kansas State rebounds as it's taken off by Pythman. Kansas State 14-11. Here's Wroblewski, wide open to lay it in. Burchett got left by Wroblewski as he lays in his 5th field goal, a point. Kansas State now leads 16-11. 10:23 to play in the first half. Tennessee won 3rd place, 75-70, and upsetting Xavier. Their first win of the season. Down the right to Feldhaus of Kentucky to Basler from 20 feet to the right. Missed it. Out of bounds, Kansas State, as the ball bounded from the rim over the backboard. Heithman for the Wildcats of Manhattan sets him on the attack as he gives the pass to Avey. Into front court against Percival, moving to the right side. Kicks it to Wroblewski in the pivot. He moves out against Burchett, comes back with a hook, and it's good. Wroblewski, quick field goals for Kansas State, and they lead 18-11. Their second lead is 7 points. We're at the midpoint of the half now with Kansas State on top by 7 points. In front court, Percival for the Wildcats. Drives to the left side. Has to hand it to Burchett, who takes a hook. Good. Burchett hooking out of the pivot to get his second field goal, and it's 18-13. 9.5 minutes left. For Kansas State, Pythman in front court. Down the right side with a hook pass to Heitmeyer against Feldhaus. He moves out and gives to Avey. Back to Heitmeyer. Feldhaus left him, and he takes the shot, and it's good. Heitmeyer's 7th point as Feldhaus decided to leave his man and go help. 9:10 to go, and Kansas State for the 3rd time leads by 7, 20-13. Percival of Kentucky in front court. Jump shot right side. Good. Percival's first point of the game, and timeout Kansas State. That's the first timeout of the ball game with 9 minutes in the first half. Kansas State 20, Kentucky 15. To be assured of clean, comfortable, economical warmth this winter, heat your home with Standard burner oil. More people than ever are finding out that Standard burner oil gives them the economical, convenient heat they've been looking for, and that they can depend on Standard Oil's delivery service to keep their fuel tank full or for prompt delivery in an emergency. Call Standard Oil and put your heating problems up to them this winter. You'll always be glad you did. Kansas State is making a change in the lineup as Warren Brown, a 21-year-old senior from Lee's Summit, Missouri, reports in. He's 6'2.5", 173. Scored 1 point last night against Xavier. For the season, he's Kansas State's number 8 scorer. Brown has 20 for a 2.9 average. For Kentucky tonight, Basler has scored 6, Burchett 4, Roberts 3, Percival 2. As Kentucky hits 7 of 18 shots, Bob Cox tells us that's 38.9%. Kansas State, with 9 field goals on 20 shots, is hitting 45%. 9 minutes in the first half. Kansas State leads 20-15. 3 times they've been ahead of Kentucky by 7 points. The Wildcats one time at 14-11 got back within 3, and now play resumes with Avey in front court for Kansas State. To Brown, down the left to Heitmeyer, out to Avey, to the right to Wroblewski. Against Burchett, he faces the Kentucky center. Drives to the free throw line, jump shot short, off the rim. Roberts bats it down, Feldhaus recovers and whips back to Roberts on a blind save. Up in front court to Basler. Over to Percival. In the pivot, Burchett, a hook on Wroblewski. Missed it. Heitmeyer takes the rebound for Kansas State. Up to Avey in front court. Stops, sets up the attack with 8.5. Under the basket, wide open. Laying it up, Heitmeyer missed it. Burchett clears for Kentucky. To Scotty Basler. Over the center stripe, Basler swings to the left, turns, fakes, and gives back to Roberts on the left side. He brings it out, gives off to Percival, out to Basler, to Burchett in the pivot. Burchett hands, and Percival jumps. Good. Back-to-back field goals by Larry Percival, and the Kansas State lead with 8 minutes in the half is 20-17. The second time Kentucky is pulled within 3 points. Heitmeyer in front court to Wroblewski in the pivot. He's 3 seconds long in that 3-second zone, and it goes to Kentucky. That all-blue zone between the free throw line and the baseline. Restricted to the big man, to anybody, for over 3 seconds. Here's Scotty Basler coming over the white stripe in midcourt for Kentucky. Double team, gets it to Percival, down the left to Feldhaus. Back to Percival, outside Roberts. Breaks left, 15-footer by Roberts, good. Roberts' 5th point, and Kentucky is within 1. At Kansas State has Gary Marriott waiting to get in. Avey in front court, hits down the right side. A pass to McKenzie to Wroblewski on the baseline. The fall-away shot is short. On the rebound, Burchett off Kentucky. Hooks it up to Percival. Almost hit Heitmeyer in the head. Over to Basler, the shot, no good, missed everything. Kansas State's Wroblewski picks it up. Shoots it to Avey. In front court, Heitmeyer to the left. Gets open on Feldhaus and misses. Rebounding, Percival off Kentucky. Wildcats of Kentucky running. Feldhaus in front court. On the right, takes the shot. No good. Over the rim to Basler, who is pushing and drawing his first foul of the game. Basler caught for a push. Gets his first, and that's 5 against Kentucky. As a change in the Kansas State lineup, takes Wroblewski, the big 6'8" center, out of action. We see Gary Marriott, a 20-year-old junior from Osage City, Kansas. He's 6'5", 191, as Kansas State gives up 3 inches of height. M-A-R-R-I-O-T-T. Last night he got 8 points against Xavier, a big man last night. He's got 40 for the season, a 5'7" average, the number 6 scorer for Kansas. He misses the free throw. Free throw by Brown was missed, and McKenzie is awarded a tap-in, his second field goal, and Kansas State leads 22-19. Larry Percival in front court, breaks down the right side, double-teamed, and shoots anyway, no good. On the rebound, Kansas State. Avey coming in front court with 6.5 minutes. Over to Brown, on the left to Marriott. Outside Avey. He gives off to Heitmeyer, breaks to the baseline, looks for his man. Gives it to Heitmeyer, takes a return in the corner, and Avey shoots. Good. A beautiful shot by Richard Avey, his second field goal of the game. Timeout, Kentucky. This is the first timeout Kentucky has taken in the tournament. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go. As they pull within 1 point, 20-19, Kansas State knocked in 2 critical field goals. McKenzie with a tap-in of a missed free throw, and Avey with a shot from the deep right corner, and Kansas State's back on top by 5. 3 times they've been ahead by 7, and Kentucky still has not been able to become very effective in its shooting. Kansas State with a 20-footer by Avey went on top by 2-0. After Burchett missed a free throw, Heitmeyer hit underneath, and Kansas State led 4-0. Basler's 10-footer was matched by Pythman, and Basler with a jump shot. Burchett missed a free throw, and Kentucky was down 8-4 when Wroblewski hit a jump shot. Pythman missed a free throw, but McKenzie tapped one in. Roberts hit for Kentucky, and a free throw by Wroblewski made it 11-6. Then Roberts hit a free throw, but Heitmeyer hit a field goal and a free throw for Kansas State, and the score was 14-7. Basler hit a jump shot, Burchett hit from the side, and the Cats got within 3 points. But after that, Kansas State twice again got ahead by 7. Now we're ready to resume action. For Kentucky, Larry Percival moving unopposed up the backcourt, Avey waiting at the center stripe. Percival breaks, comes down the right side, gets the shot, and it is no good. Kansas State had 2 men fight for it, and Percival takes it away from him. Under the basket he gives, and Roberts lays it in. And it would be our guess that Percival didn't mean to throw it to Roberts. Burchett was standing between them. 24-21 Kansas State. Marriott on the right side. Gives over to Brown. Brown back from the corner to Marriott, to Avey on the free throw line. Back to Marriott against Basler. Drives, jump shot left, no good. Roberts for the rebound for Kentucky. Hooks it out to Basler. Basler moving up to the top of the slot. Gives Percival left side. The shot, good. Percival's third field goal, and Kentucky for the second time is within 1. 24-23 and 5:23 in the first half. Avey in front court to Brown, to Marriott, to Avey. Down the left to Heitmeyer, to Avey, the screen and the shot. It is no good. Roberts with a Kentucky rebound. Fights out of there to keep possession. Up in the front court to Feldhaus, to Burchett, who is fouled as he shoots by Heitmeyer. Heitmeyer of Kansas State, tagged with his second foul of the game. That's number 4 on Kansas State. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left. Burchett on the line, shoots 2. Cotton Nash coming back to action for Kentucky. As Burchett is on the line for the first of 2 shots, it's good. Roy Roberts leaves the Kentucky lineup as Cotton Nash reports in. Nash, a starting center, has made no points, and after throwing the ball away 3 times, was taken out of the lineup. 5:08 left. Kentucky has tied the game for the first time now, battling from 7 points behind on 3 occasions. Burchett with another shot to go. Lays it up. Good. And Kentucky has come on top for the first time in the game. 25-24 Kentucky. That's a run of 6 straight points. Up in the front court now. Here's Avey going to the left corner for Kansas State. Outside to McKenzie. Deep to Brown, to Marriott on the right. Into the pivot. Nash bats it in the air, and Burchett of Kentucky takes possession. Throws over to Basler. In front court, Basler moves left, cuts right, gives to Percival. Percival, a 20-footer, in and out. Rebounding Kansas State as Marriott picks it up. Up to Warren Brown. In front court for Kansas State. He gets to Marriott, breaks, gets away, hooks it under the basket, picked up by Percival of Kentucky. Moving up the back court, everybody running ahead of him. It's over to Burchett, back to Percival. Down the right to Cotton Nash. He weaves, drives on McKenzie, and runs over a block. The foul is Kansas State. Heitmeyer has drawn his 3rd foul. Now Kansas State brings in Joe Gottfried, G-O-T-T-F-R-I-D from Assyria, Kansas, replacing Heitmeyer. He is 6'8", 220, and Kansas State gains 3 inches of height. With 11 points, Gottfried has a 1.6 average. He's Kansas State's number 9 scorer. On the line is Cotton Nash, scoreless, shooting 1. Kansas State has committed 5 personal fouls, 3 by Heitmeyer, who's out of the lineup. Nash misses. Slapped by Feldhaus outside to Basler, who runs it down deep and gives to Percival. Back to Basler. On the left to Burchett. Burchett holds, gives to Basler, to Nash in the pivot, and Nash is fouled by Gottfried, who takes the ball away from him, and Nash pumps him one right back. So it's an exchange of a bang here and a bang there. Here's a jump shot by McKenzie, no good for Kansas State. Feldhaus rebounds for Kentucky, and he's fouled. They call the foul on Kansas State. The personal foul will go against Gottfried. Almost let the game get away there. 3:55 in the first half. Play really getting rough, and Robleski now comes back for Kansas State. The big 6'8" senior center from South Bend, Indiana, reporting in. 6 players on the floor now as Robleski tells McKenzie he's the man that's being replaced. For Kentucky, Alan Feldhaus, 1 shot. Feldhaus, a substitute tonight, is scoreless. Kentucky has committed 5 personals. Kansas State's committed 6. After this, Kentucky will be getting a bonus shot. 3 minutes, 55 seconds in the first half. Feldhaus missed it. Kansas State rebounds, but Basler knocks it out of bounds. And the fans want another foul on Gottfried, who knocked Basler down. 25-24 Kentucky. Brown of Kansas State in front court. Gives down to the left side. Avey takes it to the corner. Hooks out to Wroblewski. Deep to Brown to Marriott against Feldhaus to the right of the 3-second zone. He gives, and here's Marriott. 15-foot jump shot. No good. Around the rim and out of there to Cotton Nash of Kentucky. Up the way to Feldhaus, who drives all the way. Missed it. With a wide open shot, Feldhaus blew it. And on the rebound, it's picked up by Burchett. He's fouled. Gottfried gets another one. Gottfried comes in here like a hatchet man. He's quickly picked up two personal fouls. 3:19 to go. Gottfried decked Feldhaus at 3:55. Now decks Burchett at 3:19. Burchett goes to the line and hits. A second shot. And also, Gottfried is the one that hit Nash upside the head and took the ball away. Free throw good by Burchett, and Kentucky leads 27-24. Up in the front court now for Kansas State is Avey to Brown to the right side. Marriott out to Avey. Fakes, breaks down the right, gives it off to Brown at the free throw line. He walks. No, wait a minute. Wroblewski, a 3-second violation, his second one of the game. 3 seconds. That's the second time for Wroblewski as we move into the last 3 minutes of the first half. Larry Percival of Kentucky in front court feeds to Burchett on the pivot, hands it back, driving. Percival is knocked to the floor by Wroblewski. No, wait a minute. Gottfried gets another one. That is Gottfried's third foul. He's going to stay in there. Apparently, Gottfried was sent in there to soften things up. It's 1+ for Larry Percival of Kentucky, who owns 3 field goals. Kentucky guards have 6 field goals. Percival hits, and he'll get the first bonus of the game at 2:49. Kentucky ahead by 4. Kansas State had the lead 24-19. Percival hits again. Kentucky has now outscored Kansas State 10-0. Up in the front court, Avey of Kansas State. Down the right to Gottfried. In the corner to Marriott. Outside, Brown to Avey. Left side, Gottfried. Gottfried in the middle. Wroblewski, jump shot. No good. On the rebound, it's on the floor. Picking it up, dropping it out of bounds. Marriott of Kansas State. Kansas State gets possession. To the right of the basket over the baseline. Avey will put it in play with 2:20 in the first half. His pass is deep to Warren Brown. Down the left side, Avey. Percival fights through a screen and prevents a shot. In the right corner, a jumper, good. A beautiful shot by Gary Marriott. He's the first Kansas State substitute to score and breaks a long K-State drought. 29-26, Kentucky leads. Larry Percival in front court for the Wildcats under pressure against Avey. At the free throw line to Nash. 20-foot jump shot. No good. Nash still scoreless in this ball game. 1:48 left as Kansas State moves in front court, trailing by 3. Down the left side to Gottfried in the pivot to Wroblewski. Double team, takes a jump shot, it's no good. On the rebound, Gottfried of Kansas State hooks it back, no good. Nash takes it for Kentucky. Nash moves up into front court, top of the slot, whips right side, Percival. Jump shot, short. On the rebound, it's knocked away by Wroblewski, out of bounds to Kentucky. Right in front of the Kansas State bench with 1:20 in the first half. Tennessee took third place, 75-70 from Xavier. The pass to Burchett, hooks over Wroblewski, good! Burchett's third field goal, and Kentucky leads 31-26. In front court, Brown, down the right side to Marriott. Taken away from him by Basler. A whistle has been blown from the outside and a foul against Kentucky. Alan Feldhaus has been tagged with his first foul of the game. And that is 6 fouls against Kentucky with 1:01 in the first half. The shooter is Gottfried. Feldhaus and Gottfried were in a toe-to-toe fight then. As Tex Winter is off the bench giving Avey some instructions, Gottfried misses and Basler takes the rebound for Kentucky. Over to Percival. Asks for one shot and gets the word, take a good one. In front court, Larry Percival leaves Avey as he moves to the left side and takes a good one. It's right there. Kentucky 33, Kansas State 26. In front court, Avey to Brown. On the left side to Gottfried. Outside, Avey, 35 seconds left in the half to Wroblewski, 15 feet away on Burchett. He spins, lost it out of bounds. Kentucky takes over. 25 seconds to go, and Adolph Rupp up signaling number 10. Percival almost got the ball while he was signaling the play. Up into front court, they wave Feldhaus to the left side to balance court. Basler moves to the left. 9 seconds. Here's Percival in the left corner to Nash as Basler is knocked to the floor. Gottfried has just been tagged with his 4th foul as he knocked Basler to the floor that time. That is 4 fouls on Gottfried. And he hasn't played much more than 4 minutes. But has he been active, those 4? 1 plus Basler hits. A bonus shot for Scotty Basler with 5 seconds left. It's good. Kentucky moves ahead by 9 points for the first time. Avey from 47 feet throws it up into the end zone crowd as it nicks the top of the backboard. And what a hand for this Kentucky ball club tonight. 35-26 over Kansas State. And they really whipped the Kansas State Wildcats that last 10 minutes. What a first half we've seen here. And we have Avey back at a guard with Pythman, the starting 5. Unofficially, the Lexington temperature reported to us now at 27. The tap for the second half goes to Kansas State. As it's pulled in by Avey, Kansas State has for the second half the basket at our right. That's the South. Outside Pythman breaks to the left, gets a 15-footer. It's no good. On the rebound, Roberts of Kentucky clears it. Over to Scotty Basler, moving up into front court for the Wildcats. Takes a 20-foot jump shot. No good, and on the rebound, Wroblewski for Kansas State. Feeding it out to Pythman, breaking in front court at the free throw line. He feeds Avey on the right, who is fouled as he lays it in good by Larry Percival. The goal will count as Percival is the first Wildcat to draw his second foul. And after 27 seconds of play, Avey has been awarded his 3rd field goal of the game, and he's on the free throw line for the first time, shooting 1, as Kentucky's lead is chopped to 7. Avey for Kansas State lobs it up and in. The score is Kentucky 35, Kansas State 29 as they complete a 3-point trip, their second time down. Scotty Basler brings Kentucky into offensive court for the second time. Roberts open, takes the shot, it's no good. On the rebound, Wroblewski of Kansas State, and the Wildcats of Manhattan run. In front court, Heitmeyer misses as Burchett rebounds for Kentucky. Against Avey, putting the pressure, he moves out of there and controls the ball, giving to Larry Percival. Apparently, from what we've seen the first 2 times, Kansas State's going to run the Kentucky Wildcats this half. In the left corner, Cotton Nash, scoreless, breaks for the basket, gets open from 10 feet and misses. Kansas State's Pat McKenzie takes the rebound, deals it over to Avey, who moves up into front court. Moving to the left, he gives to Heitmeyer, to McKenzie, breaking through the 3-second zone. Here's Cotton Nash pushing him, and that's the second foul on Nash. The second foul on Kentucky this half. In 1:14 seconds, Pat McKenzie will be on the free throw line for Kansas State for the first time. Nash was screened out effectively by McKenzie, and he tried to push his way through. So the 6'5" Pat McKenzie on the Kansas State free throw line hits, and Kansas State down floor with the field goal and 2 free throws. Here's a quick break by Roberts, and he lays it in good. A beauty by Roy Roberts, who timed his way in for his 9th point of the game. 37-30 as Kentucky scores for the first time this second half. Avey of Kansas State in front court crisscrosses and gives to the right side. McKenzie in the middle to Wroblewski, lays it up. Burchett fouled him. Carol Burchett draws his second foul. And that's 3 this half as Wroblewski will take 2 shots. Ohio State has won tonight at Columbus. Ohio State 92, Penn State 49. And Michigan State beat Butler 77-72. Wroblewski misses the first of 2 free throws for Kansas State. He has another coming at 18:28. Kentucky has made 3 fouls in 1.5 minutes. Misses again. Nash gets the rebound for Kentucky. Up to Larry Percival. In front court for Kentucky. He moves into the free throw line, then breaks all the way in his foul as he tries to get his shot away. Wroblewski has drawn the foul. That's his second one. And it's number 1 this half against K-State. 18:19 left. Larry Percival of Kentucky is up. They have not signaled how many shots. Now 2. Percival will take 2. The Cats lead by 7. They've been outscored by 2 the second half. Percival can get them all back. Got the first one. That's his 11th point, and Percival now is Kentucky's leading scorer with 11. 38-30 for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Percival on the line for the second shot. Good. Kentucky leads 39-30 as they did at halftime by 9 points. Each team with 4 points this half. However, each team has a field goal and 2 free throws. Jump shot from the left side. No good by Pythman. Rebounding McKenzie of Kansas State out to Pythman. He gives over to Avey down the right side with a pass now to Heitmeyer. Nash moves in. Heitmeyer gets it to Avey in the right corner against Percival outside to Wroblewski. We're into the last 18 minutes of play. Here's a walk by Heitmeyer, who tried to fake Cotton Nash to get down the middle. And it goes out of bounds to Kentucky on the side of the back court. Basler to Larry Percival takes a return bounce pass and past the center stripe. Swinging to the left, cutting back to the right, and shooting down the left side to Burchett. Burchett turns to face Wroblewski, gives to Percival, who fakes Pythman, breaks left side, and Pythman fouled him, hitting his arm as he took the jump pass. Pythman draws his first foul of the game. That's number 2 this half against Kansas State at 17:35. Percival goes to the line for 2 shots. 39-30 Kentucky as Percival is on the line. He gets over in a deep crouch and pounds the ball into the floor several times, not letting it bounce higher than his knee. Drops in the first one. Kentucky back Wednesday night to play Yale here at the Coliseum. 10,000 watched tonight. Tennessee won 75-70 in the first game from Xavier of Cincinnati. Percival shoots again, good. 4 straight free throws by Percival this half. Kentucky leads 41-30. The biggest lead of the game for either team is Marriott. Reports to the scores table for Kansas State. Pythman in the right corner to Wroblewski on the right side of the 3-second zone. Pythman makes a blind save. Too late. Out of bounds, Kentucky. Into the ball game now comes Gary Marriott of Kansas State, and Heitmeyer checks out. 17:21 left in our championship game of the UK Invitation. Basler gives to Larry Percival. And Kentucky with an 11-point lead for the first time in the game. Swings back into front court. Percival moves to the left and feeds Burchett. He takes the long one-hander. Good. Burchett took Wroblewski outside, shot over him, and it's 43-30 Kentucky. In front court, Avey to the pivot to Marriott. Back to Avey on a screen. Jump shot, no good. Wroblewski taps, no good. Knocked down out of bounds, Kentucky. Larry Percival puts it in play on the bounce to Scotty Basler. The fans warming up to this ball game now. Larry Percival in front court feeds Burchett on the left. Fakes Wroblewski and drives by him this time with a whistle from the baseline. A foul on Wroblewski, who grabbed him as he went by. That's personal foul number 3 on Wroblewski, and 3 fouls have been committed by each team now with 16:41 in this second half. Burchett is on the Kentucky line for 1. He's hit 4 out of 6, trying for his 13th point of the game. Burchett looks in, and here she is. Good. 44-30, Kentucky leads by 14. Outscoring Kansas State by 5 so far this second half. Avey to the left side, McKenzie to Wroblewski in the pivot on the left side of the 3-second zone. And a charging foul goes against Kentucky's Larry Percival. That's number 3 in the personal foul department on Percival. Number 4 this half against Kentucky. We played just 3.5 minutes. Pat McKenzie on the Kansas State free throw line has not missed. McKenzie looks in, lobs it up, short. Tapped right back to him, however. He takes the jump shot, and it's good. How many times do you see that? A player without any opposition missing a free throw, and then with plenty of pressure hitting a jump shot. 44-32 Kentucky as Larry Percival moves in front court. Feeds Burchett on the left side, shoots over Wroblewski, missed it this time. And on the rebound, Kansas State, as it is taken off by Marriott. Fed up to Avey. In front court for Kansas State, he moves to the left. Passes to McKenzie to Wroblewski, who is fouled by Burchett. Burchett has drawn his 3rd foul of the game, and that is 5 this half on Kentucky. Kentucky beginning to get in trouble now on personal fouls as Wroblewski goes to the line for 2 shots for Kansas State. Wroblewski has missed 3 of 4. He misses this one. 16:03 to go. Kentucky leads by 12. Down by 7 3 times in the first half. Wroblewski gets his first point of the second half. And Kansas State with 3 straight is within 11 and 16 minutes to go. Percival goes to the right corner. Passes out to Basler. Moves to the left and passes to Burchett. Shoots over Wroblewski again, and again he misses. On the rebound, it's untouched. Kansas State. Both Basler and Nash were blocked out of action trying to get to it, as Kansas State did a beautiful job protecting the baseline. On the left side, McKenzie breaks out, gets a screen, the jump shot way short, and Roberts rebounds for Kentucky. has the Wildcats running 4-on-3, gives to Percival, who moves into the top of the circle. Cotton Nash still scoreless in this game. Basler fakes a shot, shoots it to Nash, in there to Roberts, over to Burchett, 10-footer, got it. Nope, he didn't, it rolled out on him. Wroblewski rebounds for Kansas State, and Burchett fouled him. That is a serious problem now for Kentucky, as Carol Burchett has just been tagged with personal foul number 4, and 15 minutes, 19 seconds to go. And that is also 6 fouls on Kentucky, which means the bonus will be in effect after this free throw by Wroblewski. So Wroblewski on the free throw line. 1 only, and it's good. 44-34 as Kansas State has outscored Kentucky 4-0 now. They're trailing by 10. Here's Cotton Nash in front court with the ball. Takes a 20-footer. Way short. McKenzie rebounds for Kansas State. Over to Avey. In front court on the right side, Wroblewski takes a one-hander. Good. Wroblewski gets his 4th field goal of the game, and Kansas State has now outscored Kentucky 6-0 since Kentucky went ahead 44-30. It's 44-36 now, and Kansas State storms back. In front court, it's to Roberts on the right. He brings it out, hands to Percival in close quarters. Using him as a screen, Percival moves to the right as Feldhaus waits to get in for Kentucky. Nash breaks into McKenzie. The foul. Blocking by McKenzie of Kansas State. It is his first foul of the night. That's 4 on Kansas State. For Kentucky, Alan Feldhaus replaces Carol Burchett. Burchett is a starter tonight. And here is Phil Heitmeyer reporting for Kansas State. Burchett, a big man for Kentucky with 13 points. McKenzie leaves the Kansas State lineup. Cotton Nash, who is scoreless in this game, will get 1 free throw. 14:38 to go. Nash came into the game with a 20.8 average and just now gets the first point of the night. 45-36 Kentucky. In front court, Wroblewski to the left corner, jump shot, no good. On the rebound, Nash taps it down out of bounds. It goes off to Kansas State, just to the right side of their basket. Pythman will put it in play for the Wildcats for Manhattan. A deep pass to Avey, to Pythman in the right corner against Basler. He breaks out, takes a 15-footer that's no good, and on the rebound as Nash rebounds, a pushing foul on Alan Feldhaus of Kentucky. That is the 2nd foul on Feldhaus, and it's 1+ for Heitmeyer of Kansas State. Heitmeyer has hit 1 of 3. 14:14 to go, and the bonus is in effect for the first time in the game against Kentucky. The Wildcats committed 6 fouls the first 20 minutes, and now they commit 7 fouls in less than 6 minutes of the second half. Heitmeyer of Kansas State misses, and on the rebound, Basler picks it up on the bounce. Moving up the backcourt without opposition, he's over the line, moves to the left and feeds Feldhaus. A 1-bounce dribble he gives, Basler free throw line shot, good. Basler in double figures, and Kentucky leads 47-36 as we move to the last 14 minutes. Nash hits Marriott from the rear, and that's the 3rd foul on Cotton Nash, who has not scored a field goal tonight, and yet Kentucky is out there by 11 points. On the line is Marriott, 1 field goal, but on the free throw line for the first time. 1+. The shot's good, and Marriott will take the first bonus for Kansas State this half. Kansas State has committed 4 personals this half. Marriott missed the bonus. Roberts gets the rebound for Kentucky. Up into front court, Basler hands off to Percival, moving to the right side, gives to Feldhaus. He takes a 25-footer. Good. Feldhaus' first point of the game, and Kentucky leads 49-37. Pythman of Kansas State in front court to Marriott on the right against Nash. He moves out to the free throw line. Gives off to Avey. 25-foot one-hand shot, no good. On the rebound, Cotton Nash up high to get it for Kentucky. Up into front court to Feldhaus. Breaks to the right side. Stops, gives. Percival, jump shot, good. Larry Percival hits his 16th point of the game. Kentucky 51-37 at 13:15. Down the left side, back out to Pythman. He breaks to the right. Jump shot. It's no good. On the rebound, Wroblewski lays it in. Good, and a foul on the play. The goal counts. The foul goes against Roy Roberts, his 2nd foul of the game, and Wroblewski is awarded a field goal, his 5th of the game. Wroblewski will take 1 free throw. 13 minutes and 8 seconds remain. We now have 1 inch of snow here in Lexington. Our temperature is 27 with a 20-mile-an-hour wind. The shot, Good by Wroblewski of Kansas State, who completes another three-point trip. 51-40, Kentucky leads. Up into front court, Larry Percival of the Wildcats gives left side. Feldhaus takes a return right at the out-of-bounds line. Over to Basler, to Nash in the pivot. He tries to hook and is fouled. And across the arms foul by Marriott of Kansas State. His first foul. That's number 5 on Kansas State the second half with 12:56 to go. Nash gets 2. Nash has hit one and missed one. And the fans are cheering for Cotton to get going tonight. He has 1 point. Kentucky leads by 11. And Nash's free throw, the first of 2, no good. Nash came into this game averaging 20.8. Has scored 1 free throw. His second free throw, good. His second point of the game, and Kentucky leads 52-40. Avey in front court gives on the left side to Wroblewski, who's outside. Wroblewski moving on the top of the slot against Alan Feldhaus, deals off. Pythman left open, 20-footer is good. Pythman's first point of the second half cuts the Kentucky lead to 10, 52-42, and Kansas State's going to press a little bit more now, about a three-quarter press. Larry Percival moving up as Kansas State has a substitute coming off of the warm-up jacket. It's Warren Brown. Feldhaus off the right side, breaks out, passes to Larry Percival. 12.5 minutes left. Feldhaus gets it back, gives to Basler, breaks for the basket, comes by Wroblewski, passes out Feldhaus, 25-footer, got it. Feldhaus hits from the right, and Kentucky leads 54-42. Avey of Kansas State in front court. Crosses coming to the right side. Percival goes to the corner with him. Avey deals out to Wroblewski. Wroblewski with 12 minutes to go. Gives out to Pythman. To Marriott on the free throw line against Nash. He falls away. The jump shot's good. And Marriott lays in his third point of the half to cut Kentucky's lead back to 10. It's 54-40. In front court, Scotty Basler, pressured by Pythman, has it batted down. He goes back to recover it and is fouled by Pythman of Kansas State. Second foul on Pythman. Across the arms, 1 shot. That's the 6th foul, though. Timeout has just been called by Kansas State. That is the first timeout of the second half, with Kentucky leading 54-44, 11:42 to go. Say, resolve now to cut car operation costs in 62. Take your car by your nearby Standard Oil dealer regularly for his life-preserving Kyso lubrication with Molly Grease. Remember, taking care of your car pays off not only in extending its life, but in increasing its trade-in value when you're ready to trade for a new one. 15 fouls in the first half, and 15 fouls already this half, as Kentucky is ahead by 12, 3 better than halftime. Around the Commonwealth, here's the picture on the weather. WCMI tells us it's still 36 degrees up there, and a light snow reported now from WCTT in Corbin, 27 degrees down there. It's Davidson. Percival leaves him. Up in the front court, Davidson stabs, gets a hold of the ball, but Percival controls. Over to Basler, whistle from the outside, timeout Kentucky. That's the second timeout of the game by Kentucky. 3 minutes, 22 seconds to play. Kentucky 73, Kansas State 62. The Wildcats of Kentucky have outscored Kansas State by 2 points the second half. These are scores from elsewhere around the country tonight. Northwestern 93, Brown 74. Santa Clara 51, Tulsa 47. Colorado State defeated Oklahoma tonight, 5 points. Colorado State 52, Oklahoma 47. And Oklahoma State beat Abilene Christian by 14. Oklahoma State 14, Abilene Christian 60. Ohio State has defeated Penn State. Ohio State 92, Penn State 49. And at Indianapolis, Michigan State 77, Butler 72. Those are reports of games so far tonight with no big upsets. The only other game in Kentucky tonight is at the Freedom Hall, Louisville, where the Cardinals won from Kentucky Wesleyan 86-63. The ball belongs to Kentucky just on this side of offensive court, to our left, the north. And right at the last minute, here's Phil Heitmeyer coming in for Kansas State, replacing Pat McKenzie. 3:22 to go. Kentucky has lost Burchett and Nash on personal fouls. Percival gives in to McDonald, takes a quick return. So now it's down the left side to McDonald in the corner. Nobody goes to him. He moves out up the side, feeds it to Larry Percival. Kentucky going into a stall now to force Kansas State to come after them. Percival spins, goes down the middle, kicks to McDonald, wide open, he lays it in. A beautiful play by Larry Percival, who drew the entire Kansas State defense to him, kicked it to McDonald, who lays it in. Marriott misses with a jump shot as McDonald fouls him for Kentucky. McDonald draws his first foul with 2:57 to go. Kansas State down by 13, and 2 shots awarded Gary Marriott. Marriott's hit 1 of 2. Kentucky leading 75-62. Now Marriott, 6'5" junior, on the line for Kansas State. Left-hander, got it. He'll take a second shot. Kentucky's lead now is 12 points. A long 2:57 to go. On the line, Marriott of Kansas State lays it up. No good, rolls off. Roy Roberts has got the rebound for Kentucky. Out to Scotty Basler. Whips it in front court to McDonald. Double teamed. Walks with it, out of bounds. Kansas State at midcourt. Davidson in front court to Marriott. Breaks to the free throw line, gets to Wroblewski, and the jump shot's in and out. On the rebound is taken off by Brown of Kansas State. The shot's good. And Kansas State fighting back quickly as a 6-point for Brown goes through. It's 75-65. McDonald double team, moves on into front court. Looks for somebody open. Fades McDonald, back to McDonald rather. Pulls up at the baseline. Looks for somebody open. Bounces one out to Roy Roberts, who goes to the left corner to McDonald. Outside Percival now. Kentucky had trouble getting it to the guards out front where they could maneuver with it. Now Basler back to Percival. Kentucky leading 75-65 with 2:10 to go. Here's a foul against Kansas State's Heitmeyer. Heitmeyer's 4th foul of the game, but his first one this half. 2:07 left. Now they say it's on 45. Heitmeyer. They apparently had given it to someone else for a moment. On the line, Larry Percival of Kentucky. Goes 1+. Wildcats hold a 10-point edge. Percival shoots good. A bonus shot for the Kentucky captain. Good. That's 12 straight for Percival, and Kentucky leads by 12. Up in the front court, it's on the right side to Marriott against McDonald. He gives to Davidson in the right corner. A quick shot's no good. Off the rim, Feldhaus of Kentucky picks it up on the bounce. He's cornered, looks for somebody open, shoots it up to Jim McDonald. McDonald moves it on into front court for the Wildcats of Kentucky, passes over to Scotty Basler. Down into the right corner to Roy Roberts, who brings it up the side and gives deep to Percival. 1:45 to go. Percival takes it to the right corner. Down the baseline, got the shot and hit it. Larry Percival canning his 7th field goal, and Kentucky leads by 14 for the 1:32 that's left. Marriott of Kansas State misses. On the rebound, it's picked up by Heitmeyer, who misses. Tapped up by Marriott, no good, and a foul on McDonald. McDonald has drawn another foul, his 2nd of the game. 1:26 left. 2 Wildcats, Nash of Kentucky and Burchett of Kentucky, have fouled out. None of the Kansas State Wildcats have fouled out. Marriott 1+, shoots no good. On the rebound, Feldhaus has got it for Kentucky. Out to Jim McDonald, cut in front of Wroblewski, but no contact. Up into front court for Kentucky. McDonald hands off to Larry Percival. Kentucky leads 79-65, 1:15 to go. Here's Scotty Basler, goes to the free throw line, slips, hooks it back to Roberts. Down the right side to Percival. Percival holds it out of play now, down the right to Roberts. Roberts holding it with his back to the basket, deep near the center line. Wroblewski pulls up on him. He shoots it over to McDonald with 1 minute to go. McDonald, Wroblewski against him. Out deep near the dividing line. Turns. The big Kansas State center right on him, over to Roberts, who tried to pass down the middle, and Kansas State takes it away as Davidson comes up with it, shoots it to Marriott in front court. From the right side, he shoots short, no good. Tapped down by Wroblewski. Outside Davidson with a jump shot, and it's no good. Tapped up and in by either Heitmeyer or Wroblewski. They give it to Wroblewski, his 4th of the half, cuts the Kentucky lead to 12. McDonald fouled by Wroblewski from the rear, and he's out of the game. Wroblewski fouls out with 31 seconds to go. Grab McDonald from the rear. Fouls out with 15 points this half, 22 for the ball game. Eight of 12 free throws for Wroblewski tonight. Kansas State brings Pythman back to the lineup. McDonald on the Kentucky free throw line, 1+. He has not been up previously. He's only the 7th Kentucky Wildcat to play tonight. He hits his 3rd point. A second shot for the Louisville St. X senior. Kentucky is ahead by 13, twice ahead by 15. McDonald misses. Feldhaus rebounds for Kentucky, moves out of there with it. Passes deep to Percival. 25 seconds left. Kentucky has not won its own invitational in the last 2 tries. Feldhaus to Basler. Basler holding the ball, drives for the basket, fouled by Warren Brown with 17 seconds to go. Brown draws his 2nd foul, and Basler goes to the line. Basler, 1+. He misses, and that's the first free throw that Basler has missed tonight after 7 in a row. 80-67, Kansas State's got it. Up into front court, Davidson from 25 feet misses. McDonald with a rebound for Kentucky. 5 seconds to go. McDonald double-teamed in backcourt, has it batted away, and the game is held up at 2 seconds. Because it went to the crowd, they stopped it, where Larry Percival will put it in play. 2 seconds to go. Percival, a baseball pass to Basler, who lets it roll out of bounds, and the game is over. Now the Kentucky Wildcats have stormed to their 6th win tonight, and a big one it is, over 3rd-ranked Kansas State. So it's 80-67 in favor of the Kentucky Wildcats. And we'll tell you the scoring in just a moment. The highways are already filled with people homeward bound for Christmas. Most will get there, but some, unfortunately, due to accident, will not. The National Safety Council extends this friendly bit of advice: that your days may be merry and bright, your driving must be careful and right. Kentucky tonight twice got ahead of Kansas State by 15 points, and they wrap it up by 13 after outscoring Kansas State in a wild surge down through those last minutes of play, as Kansas State was ahead by 18-11 after 10 minutes of play. Kentucky lost 2 men. Burchett fouled out at 5:26, had 13 points. He had 4 field goals and 5 for 7 at the free throw line. 13 points for Burchett. Nash fouled out with 8:42 to go, and he had only 2 points tonight. He had 4 free throws and missed half of those. Larry Percival tonight put on quite a free throw shooting exhibition after last night putting on a record-setting field goal exhibition.